Are species fixed or are they evolving? We have to think of what is a species. Now, a species is traditionally defined as a group of individuals that can breed with one another but don't breed outside of that group. So the borderline, as it were, is reproductive isolation. So it is possible that you can get genuine speciation in that a group of individuals will split up and you will get to the stage where some of them do not interbreed with one another. Now, sometimes that's behavioural. Some birds, because they just don't respond to each other's songs. Some frogs that happens to as well. They don't respond to each other's frog songs. So it's not as if they can't interbreed, they just don't. So we do classify them as different species because functionally they don't breed to one another. So you can get new species formed. You have not made a new kind of creature. So if two groups of frogs croak into two different species, we've actually documented an example of that in our evidence newsletter where we trawl the scientific news and just see what's being reported. You haven't changed the frog kinds. Darwin's classic finches are a good example of this. Now, they're called Darwin's finches, even though Darwin didn't do the real research into them. He did collect them. And they have discovered that there is a lot of breeding within the birds, within the groups of birds that have been classified as different species of finches. Now, they've called that hybridization. So there's change and variation going on there in amongst Darwin's finches, and the evolutionists are terribly confused about it because they keep on finding this genetic information that's flowing from one species to the other. So you could say, in a way, species are not fixed, but they're not evolving either. They are still finches, so they are still the same kind. So species, yes, variation, splitting, hybridization, gene flow, all of those things are happening. So there's a lot of movement there, a lot of biological activity. But it is not evolution, it's just variation within kind.